that's what the thing I always wonder about. And they had like an interview with Sean Bean, like talking about like his roles and stuff. And he's always like, I never wanted to. I don't know, never want to just die in any of my movies. But like, if I gotta die, it has to be epic or something like that. Like, it was mad funny. Like, we gotta watch that after this shit because it was definitely a really cool like interview. I've been watching a lot of actors interviews like that. I've been some, like I said, Willem Dafoe. Like, I hate that dude until I saw it. I was like, yo, Willem Dafoe's actually kind of a cool guy. Like, I'm okay with Willem Dafoe. Uh,
Mic off. Mic on.
but hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shanghai20 at YouTube.com, along with Heavily Wings over here, one of my best friends in the world. We're doing some Game of Thrones stuff, if you haven't noticed from the title, and all the weird stuff going on around in the background of my stuff, like this weird picture of people that is that supposed to be Tyrion fighting a White Walker? That's not.
Definitely Tyrion.
That's not happening. That's not happening, and this is what this video is all about, guys.
They could if he had dragon glass.
Yeah, but he's not. The only time he fought was in that the fight of like the Blackwater Bay. Is that what they call it, with the green fire and shit?
See, now I expect them to uphold that integrity in like the earlier seasons before season 7, but now I expect maybe he has a dragon glass stabs a White Walker in the leg, and
Yeah, I mean, and see, honestly, this is what this whole thing is about. I wanted to do this video before it came out, but it's going on right now, so I'm pretty sure no one should be watching us right now. So after this, maybe you watch us, maybe not. Maybe you want to hear us first. I'm cool enough. He's cool enough. You want to listen to us, so whatever. But we're gonna do a little breakdown of what we think should happen. What we kind of liked happen, and kind of what's going on. What we know basically is gonna happen. So I mean, I just want to start off just saying, like, what the coming into this season, I thought there was very few questions to be answered, and a lot of shit just to happen. Like, for me personally, it feels like a cold knot in my stomach. I know it's like, all right, this is the end. Like, the people who've been skating, like Tyrion, I don't think Tyrion's making it.
you don't think he's making it?
No, through the whole thing, no. At the end, I'll tell you right now, I only feel like 2 or 3 people are making it through the whole thing. And I don't think it's like Arya. I don't think Arya. I don't think Sansa. I mean, I think Jon, because Jon died already, and it'd be kind of like crappy just to kill him again.
John's probably gonna live.
He's good money. I think Jon's good money. Like, after that, like, I'm trying to think, who else could be good? Who do you... No, matter of fact, do you think anyone's gonna, like, get dusted off, or is it gonna be like, no, everyone's good?
Nah, because I remember they were saying something like George R.R. wanted the books to end on a kind of a bad note.
Yeah, he said it wasn't gonna be a happy ending.
Right, and so I think that the showrunners are gonna try to keep that, that kind of a tone throughout this season and up until the end. So you're probably gonna get a lot of these characters that are going all the way out.
What do you think about Daenerys? I think Daenerys is eating it. Honestly, I thought Daenerys, I'm not gonna lie, through season 6, I thought she was gonna bite the dust. With the fucking the cult, the harpy cult and all that shit in the second season. Like, her character, I like, think about it like this though. In all the Game of Thrones, characters like her do not make it.
Okay.
They have too many, they bring too many people in. They kind of put the almost like our democracy kind of situation into it. And it's like, but then you realize when you see another episode, this person doing the same thing just gets stabbed in the back. Right. And it's like, they're like, come on, bro. This is Game of Thrones, bro.
I feel like because she's the last Targaryen, they're going to let her slide.
She's not, though.
It's just her and Jon, it's going to be them basically repopulating the world with Targaryens.
Yeah.
Only they can do it. If either one of them dies, that's the end of the Targaryens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I don't know. If Jon lives, his son will be a Targaryen. But see...
But he's half Targaryen himself. She's whole Targaryen. She's pure
Targaryen. I don't know. Half or whole... What do you mean?
Well,
Jon's mother was a Stark. But that doesn't mean anything. That, I mean, you have sex with another person, you give birth, that person becomes the father's, like, takes the father's name.
Blood-wise, it's like half and half at that point.
Well, oh, because you're saying that what you call it has sex with another relative of the Targaryens.
Right, right. So like again, like you look at John. John is half, but he looks like a Stark. He don't got none of the blonde hair, etc. Whereas Daenerys is a Targaryen. Targaryens interbreed with each other.
If you guys don't know about that, like you should know if you're really interested in the last season. Targaryens traditionally took their sisters as like their wives and had sex with their like and had like what I mean basically to keep it in the almost like British inbreeding and stuff like that.
Keeping their line pure.
Yeah, so I guess I understand what you mean in that terms. Like she's full incest out.
Right.
He's
Absolutely.
he's half incest.
So even that's where they're going with the plot with them, getting together and kissing and stuff like that. So really, I'm gonna go as far as to say the purest Targaryen wise you can get at this point would be him and her, because if either of them mess with
Oh,
anybody
so you're talking about they have to have a kid for that whole shit to be.
they're gonna ride to the end.
I do not think Daenerys is gonna make it. I think she's the weakest character in terms of.
She has the dragon, so she's kind of technically the strongest character.
Oh yeah, but it also showed in the last season when Jamie almost got to her, and when they almost they shot him out the sky, and she had to pull the fucking spear out of his arm. Like these are they are mass destruction weapons, but they have hearts, so it's not like they can just do whatever they want. Even in the old stories, which I thought was really interesting, how they showed like the people of the sand spot.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what they're called. That's what the sand snakes from Elia Martell. Um, Dorn. Dorn. In Dorn, he killed fucking the biggest character ever. Fucking what you call it? He killed his sister. Um. Aegon the Conqueror had two sisters that were his wives, Rhaenys and Visenya. Visenya went to Dorne to take over. They left. She came around. There was no one to fucking fight. And then after that, she came back again, and they fucking killed her and her fucking dragon.
Yeah, it's possible.
And that was one of the big three. It was the big three. Kobe, Shaq, LeBron, or something. You know what I mean? It was the big three, and it always kind of showed you like these dragons can be beat, but like
I think they do a good job by making them not invincible creatures, so that you can have like some tension there, but at the same time they do also do a good job of showing you the chances of slaying. You know what I mean?
well, you get a good chance. Like that's what when Jamie was thinking about attacking her. That's why I thought that scene was really cool because it shows Tyrion like from afar, and Jamie's like, "Yo, she's pulling the fucking spear out of the fucking dragon. I could fucking get this bitch, and that'll be the end of everything." And there was a time where she could have. And actually, to tell you the truth, if there was like a fucking arrow, man, she would have fucking ate her up.
Oh, absolutely.
And which wasn't realistic because they were shooting her with bow and arrows that whole time.
But by that point, they had lost so much shit.
Yeah, they were getting eaten up.
Don't get me wrong. If she's the leader of the whole thing, so if he would have killed her, everything would have ended.
It would have.
So.
It would have absolutely, because her second in command is his fucking brother. I mean, like it would to continue on that line might have been weird, to say the least.
Right.
If once she died, because she's the true heir.
But now you got two of these motherfuckers. You got dual dragons at this point. And this motherfucker's John's a tactical genius.
A tactical genius.
So by this point in time, I pretty much think either one of them biting the dust is so.
I really think you know what, on this fucking stream, on this vlog right now, Pinky, I'm gonna pinky you. She's not making it.
They're both making it.
Dude, see, you got it on film. He said they're both making it. I say John's making it. What you call it's not beefing it. So let's get to the main thing. What do you think is gonna pop off tonight? Like, what do you think is gonna like? Is it just gonna be like a walk up episode? Like nothing's actually gonna.
Say that it was going to be. I think they're
like an hour and something, maybe.
Because no, they're usually an hour. They're usually about 55 minutes. Some of them actually are an hour and 10 minutes. So this season the episodes are gonna be longer, so I forget maybe they're like 2 hours or hour and a half or something like that. We're getting so if we're getting an hour and a half, Game of Thrones does a really good job every season of not having those first episodes be a week wasting. All right, we're
Well,
back.
and think about it like in terms of this. This is a shortened season.
Right, so
So I don't think they can afford to do that whole. Let's slow build up to this shit.
so I think a lot of cool stuff is gonna happen, most definitely.
I honestly, I think a lot of cool stuff is gonna start off. It's gonna be harsh, but I also think like that's what I'm saying. I think tonight someone's gone. I think someone's going. I think it might be Brienne because I don't think Brienne's making it through the season. I do not think she's gonna sacrifice herself for Arya or Sansa, and then you can see if you don't see that. Come on now, her whole story is just sacrifice and protecting Arya. If she's gonna get jibbed by a zombie, she's stepping in a jib.
So the thing is, though, is as of last season, I think Game of Thrones has lost some integrity, and they're trying to please a lot of the fans. I don't think that they're trying to kill off the one strong female character other than
Arya,
Arya.
they took.
Arya. I think.
Is it Arya or Arya?
Arya.
They always say Arya. It sounds like you say Arya.
Crazy accents, maybe, but I mean, maybe that is how you technically do pronounce it. I just know how it's spelled. I try to pronounce how it's spelled. Honestly, I'm probably wrong.
I only do that shit since I watch anime and everything else. I try to listen real hard to how they fucking call them.
Pronounce it to get it right.
Yeah.
If I were to weigh the two characters, Arya versus Brienne, Arya's a little bit more important than Brienne, and she's a little honest. Even though this is kind of stupid to me, how old is Arya supposed to be? Really?
She's supposed to be like maybe 12
Let's put her
or
between
13
12 and 16, right? Because I'm gonna try to high end it. There's no way a 16-year-old should be able to beat a grown woman in combat, especially when
the way she was doing it too.
Especially right, she got a little needle sword. This chick is wearing full clad.
I mean, honestly though, that is a advantage of the rapier. Like they were showing, I was watching other things about like fighting and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's not fair if a person has like a fucking rapier. That's like a murder weapon right off the rip. There is no blocking it. It's stab. Yeah. You're dead. Like I mean.
Brienne is so skilled, and she's other than the skill, she's been in so many battles. She's so battle hardened, and Arya just really started being viable in fighting situations as of the training from was it last season or was it the season?
Season before.
As of the season before, and from the last season, all she's really been doing is assassinating people. They never showed her in combat with somebody. She's killing people in their sleep or luring people into traps. She's not all out fighting people. The first fight scene we ever seen her in, really,
against the waif. They were
kind of running away from
yeah, there wasn't really a fight. That was one of the things like I was talking to you about this morning.
She got her in a trap, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Well, that was like at the end, because at the beginning she just got jibbed, and that's what we were talking about before about a little bit of like favoritism with characters, with that kind of shit. Because like I said 3 times Game of Thrones blew it in terms of believable ways for characters. Like I told him before, when Arya in season, I think maybe there's 2 seasons ago, when she got stabbed by fucking the waif like 8 times. No one, go back and look, no one in Game of Thrones has ever gotten stabbed like that and lived. That's not something that happens. You get gibbed up like that, that's your Gibbon Gibbs.
Absolutely.
That's all your Gibbs.
And they lost some integrity there. And so when I weigh out those 2 characters, I'm going to say if anybody's going, it's going to be Brienne, because Arya is a little bit more important to the plot, and Brienne is not really needed when it comes
She's absolute, and you've always argued yourself about that kind of situation. Oh, why do you have a character and you just keep him around?
Usually good storytelling, they say, this is not me because I don't believe that you, to tell a story that you have to stay in between the lines and follow this format. I think like Quentin Tarantino's types of movies blow that out of the water, him going in different...
I agree. So,
usually, if a character doesn't mean anything to the plot, they say get rid of them or your story is going to suffer for it. And if they follow that, then I believe that Brienne is definitely going to go. Arya She might go, but there's a good chance she's gonna stay. She's doing all this assassin stuff, so she's not gonna be a frontline fighter.
Yeah, but see, then and that's honestly what like I was getting thinking when I was getting into this more and more and thinking about it more and more. I was trying to think to myself, it's like you got to be able to basically justify how they're not gonna die because there's just a wall of fucking monsters coming this way. I always bring up the shit with Jojen when they were fighting getting to the one-eyed crow and they fought all these fucking skeletons and it's a fucking hand! It's a hand! It's a fucking hand! It's literally just a hand.
Dragon style, just like Dungeons and Dragons style.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It was his fucking hand. It was the hand of a monster hand. And it just fucking gibbed him. There was nothing they could. She pushed him out the way to try to protect him. And it's just a fucking jibby skeleton hand. Still with knife in hand. It probably skied its way over with the knife.
Listen, I got one job.
I had one job and I did it. Congratulations, left hand. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're gonna make it realistic, they're gonna climb over the walls of fucking Stark Castle and eat everybody. It's gonna have to be something like dragons have to fly the people who make it to the dragons to the next keep. Because honestly, that's what I feel this episode's gonna be. If they're not gonna bullshit, it's gonna be the White Walkers getting to start to Winterfell because that's the outer rim castle. That's the outer castle, isn't it?
Right.
So the zombies are going there first. So it's going to be a build up to the zombies getting to Winterfell. Them trying to get ready to repel it, which doesn't make any sense because again, there's just waves and waves of them. They're going to climb over each other like how they did in. That's what I'm saying, and it's not only it's a swarm, but it's a hive mind swarm by the Night's King. So it's an even more intelligent swarm.
You know what this episode would have to deal with? Them stockpiling and creating weapons out of dragon guns.
Yes, yes.
And finding out how they can use the dragons to hold these dudes up.
And they're gonna have to. It's gonna be the whole scene where Sam tells Jon he's a Targaryen.
Hopefully, and that's the next thing I was gonna say. Hopefully, if we're lucky, it's gonna be a lot of that and Bran. That Bran going into the past.
Well,
seeing a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean I think later on in the shit we're doing here I think we might talk a little bit about the hack stuff that we kind of found out about maybe last year about this season and kind of how it ends and I'm not gonna bring all that up because it's disappointing if that's really the case but I'm just gonna say on camera now so no one fucking doesn't believe me now can go fucking look at it after it fucking happens and you go oh yeah he fucking knew. But like I actually I could see it going two ways. I could see this episode going almost a slow build up with the zombies coming, showing them heading towards Winterfell, whereas the other side is them because it can't be them really making dragon glass. Because remember that's from the other spot, the dragon.
They were stockpiling it from Daenerys'.
Yeah, Daenerys' spot.
Yeah.
So it would have to be them getting them and passing them out, or.
Well, you know, as of last season, man, the timelines and shit is real choppy now. So
they've been talking about that for a while too, about the like Aya getting to the house to kill all the
Okay,
because she went from was it Bravos or it was the place with the big fucking Spartan statue in front of the city.
Yeah, they had the faceless joint.
That was Bravos.
Yeah.
So she came from Bravos all the way back to where the Red Wedding happened to kill Walder Frey's whole shit. Like that they said that was a big time frame to get there.
Supposed to take like years.
Yeah, like a long time. You're not just taking a plane from Bravos.
I don't know what they should do sometimes, to be honest, because I do look at it from their perspective, and like let's say you look at Lord of the Rings, if you read the books or you know a lot of what was going on in the story. Like when Gandalf, sometimes when he leaves and he comes back, he was gone for like a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But like when you watch the movies, because I guess that's so boring to your average watcher, they try to make it seamless. And sometimes, with Lord of the Rings, I'll say they do a good job because, it's seamless, but then when you think about it or delve into it, you're like, okay, it did
Well,
take that.
they do a good job on making you not think about it, I'd say.
Right. Whereas Game of Thrones last season, they didn't do a good job because you're supposed to make it seamless. That's how you're supposed to do it, like Lord of the Rings. Whereas if I'm watching an episode and again, Jon Snow is beyond the wall and Daenerys is over here on her island and she make it over there.
Yeah, you know what? When you bring that up, and not only that, but think about even the linchpin of that whole problem. They had to go find the White Walkers and then send Robert Baratheon's bastard to run back to tell them
for her to get back.
because he couldn't run to where she was. She ran. She ran. He ran to get a raven to fly to her.
Right.
Well, and you remember. Well, I don't know. Think about it. They did the whole scene with the lake.
It would have to take days.
Think about it though. They did that scene with the lake, and they were waiting around.
How long can a bunch of dudes in armor last in sub-zero Arctic weather with no food? Cause unless the zombies were throwing lunch boxes over to them, like a couple more days, baby. Some of that was going on a day or two. People are dying of hypothermia and all of that kind of stuff.
I think it might have been at least a day, because it was cold enough that like the zombies. The lake, it was blatantly a moving water lake, and then it froze over completely.
There's just so much technical stuff, like how fast can the dragon fly, but not even that, because there's a person on his back. So if you can only fly but so much, because there's no windshield or anything like that.
Well, it looked like there's a little bit raised,
right?
like she kind of sits underneath the rays.
How long would it take for the dragon to get from one continent all the way down, past here?
I mean, is it?
A day or two,
and yeah, that was beyond the wall too.
Way beyond the wall. Way beyond the
wall. And again, with what about directions?
Right, yeah.
How did she know where to go? She never been beyond the wall.
There's a lot of stuff that was going on like that in terms of even the time and distance that season. And there's a good way to be able to do that, and then there's what they did, just like kind of rushing it along.
Now, see, like what me and him were talking about, like before, was really about how he felt that Game of Thrones was kind of dropping in terms of like integrity. Now, I mean, I don't really understand as much about that. I don't necessarily agree with him as much, but I kind of wanted to hear him out about that anyway, because I definitely felt last season and the season before that, when I brung up the shit with Aya getting stabbed that many times, like, I mean, it lost like integrity to me when people that should have died didn't die, or when Jon Snow came back. I think that was the biggest, like, it was a big WTF really cool move, but for me it was like, it also showed that, like, all right, we're kind of moving past the intrigue, political intrigue, and infighting and house fighting to almost on a supernatural level now. Now it's on, like, it almost switched the show up, and for me that kind of felt weird. Just left field it, really, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But what were you talking about with the integrity issue?
I can see how you would say that, and again, that is why I do say a lot of that stuff I say with the integrity. So I'm gonna just start off from there.
Yeah, so you can. Yeah, you rock this, because I have a big loud ass voice and the mic is. It
would have still. I'm gonna say it would have still been a political show if they did this, which is what I could see them doing. iZombies.
iZombie,
right? Or I'm gonna call him, because this is what he is. Like, different shows, they do this thing where they switch around names and stuff like that. Just cause or whatever. He's a lich. Okay. The Night's King is a lich.
You consider him a lich?
No, he is a lich.
How is he a lich?
He has all lich powers. Like, that's like,
he has the trappings of a lich.
Like,
it does not,
for example, if I take a chicken, right, and I say, yo, this chicken is made out of fire and it gives birth to itself, it's a phoenix. It's a phoenix. You can if it's your show, you can call him like Roostallion or whatever you're gonna call him. whatever. But it is a Phoenix, all right? This guy's a lich.
Really?
So
You think
absolutely,
so?
the ice and everything that liches.
ISIS don't necessarily have
No,
to be
not necessarily.
associated with
Absolutely
ice.
not necessarily. But if
Liches
they're
don't.
gonna have an element, it's usually ice, right? So but even aside from the ice, obviously the army of the dead thing. So my whole thing was gonna be this: he's not a mindless zombie or nothing like that.
No, it's obvious from like the very beginning.
So my point was gonna be he would have fit into the politics because there's something that he wants. It's just
Unknown to everyone else.
it's unknown to everyone else. Maybe it is to take over everything, or maybe it's to make everything ice zombies, but for a reason, right? And to a lesser degree, he would have been able to fit in with the politics because I would almost see it going as we got to strike some kind of a deal with this motherfucker because we can't beat him in the ending of the day.
Remember there was a theory about that from like previous, like that's the whole thing about the Night's King and the Night's Queen. Like they had to marry the first Lord Commander of the Night's Watch had to marry the Night Queen, which was like basically a female lich, and
right.
that's how like the whole
they stopped it.
The whole treaty that stopped the Long Night.
But see what I'm saying? He would fit into a political aspect if the integrity of the show were to keep. Now again, I don't know what they're gonna do with this season. Maybe they're gonna keep that up. And
I don't think they're gonna touch him to any of that.
They had a year off or whatever, so I don't know. But if they don't, then that's where that was going to, I would say, go. To where they would have to make some kind of treaty or deal with the guy.
Yeah, but we already discussed it. It's not gonna end happily. It's not gonna end with a deal.
No, yeah, it may not end happily, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not gonna have to strike some kind of, maybe it's a fucked up bargain that does leave everybody kind of assed out. Yeah, I don't know, but he would have fit into the political platform on some kind of other different level that they could have, put in there.
Yeah, but it'd be politics by the edge of a spear. Because he's not talking to no one. He's not talking to Cersei like, oh, well, you give me this, and I'll give you this. Like, if I hear him talk, I'm going
to get married and stuff, you have to be able to convey your ideas somehow.
But see, that's the other thing, intriguing part about Game of Thrones in general. Because they'll have these stories, like, if you guys haven't seen the animated shorts for Game of Thrones, it almost feels a lot like the Animatrix. But you've seen, I showed you a bunch of them.
I've seen them all.
Yeah, like they're like groups of stories about different things in Game of Thrones, and like one of them is with what's Tyrion's father's name again?
Tywin.
You hear Tywin Lannister say, "Yo, there's stories of like." Fucking zombie bears,
but
in the riding on spiders and shit, and he completely dismisses it outright.
In the lore, though, the White Walkers absolutely have their own language. They can talk and shit. Yeah, absolutely. They describe it as something like ice breaking or something like that, but they have their own language they can talk.
Well, I mean, in terms of like talking like a person, like I never go,
no.
I want your head, Tyrion Lannister.
All right.
Like that would be like hilarious to me.
Absolutely.
Tyrion, you are mine with the dragon that I call.
That's another thing this season. I would either they're gonna do or they're not. Either they're gonna have them talking or being able to convey messages, or they're gonna be mindless zombies.
I have a feeling they're never gonna have him talk. I have a feeling that the Night's King is gonna be this big, scary Sauron type figure from Lord of the Rings, where it's gonna be like
even Sauron. At least Sauron said, "I see you." You know what I mean? At least he said that, and you knew he could talk. You know. These guys, on the other hand,
they haven't once, and Daenerys and the Night's King, Daenerys, the Night's King, and Jon have been in proximity to talk, and he's actually said shit to him. Jon tried to talk to him. He's like,
all he did was do that. Like, yeah, look, motherfucker.
Look, I'm gonna do this. This is what we do.
You can't stop me.
I have a feeling it's gonna come down to a silent protagonist against like everyone, and it's gonna be honestly I think that it shouldn't end that way, but I think that's what Martin was talking about. It's not gonna end in this heroic way where it's like all these crazy battles. It's gonna be like everyone dies and Jon finally kills the Night's King, and it kills all the zombies, and they all drop dead at one time.
Right. That would be a super happy ending. Though.
No, because I think most people he's gonna save like 2 people. Like
so
the
look,
knife that goes into
here's
like
the thing.
it's gonna be right here, and then like
here's
the
one
Night
of
King dies.
here's one of my predictions, which isn't. I'm not gonna say it's really one of my predictions. It's something that's floating around that makes a lot of sense. The Night's King probably can never die because this is probably a time loop.
Well, we were talking about that before.
Probably a time loop.
And are people actually saying that?
Yeah.
People know the kind of the stuff we were talking about.
Yeah.
Before?
You know, you got a lot of people. It's a very popular show. They're putting all that stuff out on the internet all the time. So, but there's so many. Don't get me wrong. There's so many different things that your average watcher don't know what to believe really. But one of the more feasible predictions is that this is all a time loop.
No, but see, I also think this is like how they were talking about with the leaks. It's gonna end up being John killing Bran to end it all.
Oh, to end the time loop?
To end the time loop. Because, I mean, I don't know. It's been 30 minutes, guys. I mean, I'll give you guys a few minutes. You got only like 3 people were watching anyway. But if you guys don't want to know any kind of really hardcore theories that we got from pieces of shit that we think is credible sources.
Spoilers!
Yeah, spoilers. I don't even like saying that, honestly. I don't give a fuck about that shit. And this isn't even going to, like, we're talking broad strokes across the whole, like, Game of Thrones shit. I don't know, if I could actually wrangle them away.
If you haven't watched, look, Game of Thrones has been off an entire year, so you had a whole year to watch season 7. And if you haven't watched anything before season 7, you weren't gonna watch it anyway. So.
Yeah.
We're past the realm of spoilers for
that's
that.
how I feel about most of it too. It's like we're past the realm of that. And honestly, I don't believe in fucking spoilers. If you don't want to fucking see it, then don't watch the fucking shit. If you didn't care to watch Dread 2019 or 2017 or 2000, if you didn't watch it now, and I didn't tell you that they fucking throw Mama off the fucking roof on slow mo and she hits the ground like a fucking egg, if you don't fucking know that by now, you didn't miss it, bro. You missed out. It was something great, but you missed out on it. But yeah, what from decent sources is like Bran is probably the Night King. I mean, from everything that they're kind of talking about, Bran's probably the Night King. Walked back in time, because you seen before, he walked back in time to see who the Night King was, and he gets stuck in the Night King, the guy who gets turned into the Night King.
Right.
Now, that's the time loop he's kind of referring to.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, as Doctor
Who
would say.
The timey-wimey shit. And honestly, I'd be incredibly disheartened and disappointed if it comes down to a time loop. Because like I said...
That's the most bittersweet ending that I could think of.
Yeah, and most people are going to have to die. I'm telling you, them Stark girls is dead, B. Them Stark girls is dead.
We don't really need them. A lot of them don't even count as Starks really anymore. Like Bran is the 3-eyed Raven. He's totally...
He definitely counts as a Stark.
He is.
He's the Lord of Winterfell.
But he's disconnected himself from everything Stark. Arya, she might just do her faceless thing, disconnect herself from everything Stark.
She's gonna die, bro.
Which would leave like Sansa and Jon, which are the only, Starks, and Jon is half, and Sansa's all, but she's a female, and then she might die.
Big out to King Redalia. I was talking to him. I wanted to get him in this conversation. He would have been like right in the middle of us right here. But he was saying that he thought Sansa was gonna live past everyone. He thought that Sansa was gonna be the king, the winner of the Game of Thrones.
Nah, I think she's dying.
I was like, I told him no. I told him
she's dying.
She's dying. Second episode, third episode.
I think we're gonna probably get a cool scene of her as a White Walker or some shit like that. Have to get killed twice.
Get killed twice. You know what? Well, I didn't even bring that up. Are we gonna see Zombie Hodor? I want to say it. We're gonna see Zombie Hodor.
He's unstoppable.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
He's fucking unstoppable.
I'm gonna fucking cry. When Hodor died in the first episode, in that episode maybe a year ago, I fucking cried like a baby. And every time I saw it, I cried. And I couldn't fucking believe I cried. And I fucking did. And I was like, yo, I had to...
Listen, the first time I seen it, I was with someone he's obviously gonna want to remain nameless. He absolutely sat next to me when we first watched it, and he absolutely cried.
I'm a grown ass man. I'm on YouTube, and 2 people are watching me. God bless you for watching my crazy ass show. I cried like a fucking bitch. Me, Shanghai, cried like a bitch. That shit hit me.
It was a well written episode. It was a great season. All right.
And he's gonna come back as a White Walker, and somebody's gonna have to jib him in the fucking neck again.
That would be disgusting. Who's gonna do it? I don't know, but talking about, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the integrity of the show, which
please.
I don't know. Like, okay, so this season again, like I stated, they had a year off, so it could go either way. Either they had the year off to be able to do this really well, but if not, we're gonna get a whole bunch of.
She looks like that. Damn, she must be struggling real hard to look as gross as she does. If she tries to like.
And she's a pretty decent looking female. She's still tall as fuck.
She's still like that.
She's still super tall.
I'm okay with that, but I'm sorry, I can't.
Otherwise, we're gonna get a lot of shenanigans like the Peter Baelish shit.
Yo,
that derailed.
You don't like that Peter Baelish shit? I thought that shit was gonna happen.
It derailed so much. See, here's the thing. I understand why they had to do it, because you have to end the show, and he's so intertwined in so many different plots that to unwind him from it and give a satisfying ending to his character would take probably 2 seasons in and of itself. There's no way that a lot of that stuff could have even happened.
Peter Baelish.
You end up having to. It's like Jiren from Dragon Ball Super, right? You take a character and you make him so powerful that it never happened. I don't even from now on pixelate that shit out. I don't see anything like that.
Sansa. I didn't like that. He was begging at the end.
It's like the character Jiren. You create a character so powerful. Jiren, or in Naruto, Madara. So you have these characters that the creators, they make them so powerful that they sit back at one point and they go, shit.
Well, that's Peter.
They go, shit. How are we actually gonna get this guy out? Nobody in the show is powerful enough to outsmart him, outfight him. Like we've made this character so perfect at this point, we can't get him out. And then you unfortunately have to write him as a totally different motherfucker and ignore everything that was going on that put him there so that you can get him out, and then just hope that nobody asks any questions. Because you're not telling me that in this world, and if you do, then if you go with this, then we have way more problems. You're not telling me that we can have a commander of an army, the guy who in this show, being a commander in the way that he is, means that he's feeding you. You know what I'm saying? You've sworn your loyalty to him. He governs your whole place.
Think about it in terms of this, though. That is true. But remember, things are apparent to other people as much as it is for the thing. They know what happened with Lysa, Aaron, and all that shit.
They don't know one
fishy,
knows.
bro. The dudes at the top, like the dude who was in the room when they cut Peter Baelish's neck, he did know there was something fishy going on.
So that's cool, but then why?
And he was second in command from Baelish.
But my whole point is, that's cool. If that was the case,
and he was loyal to
he would have killed Peter Baelish then and there and became Lord of the Vale himself. But
he let it go down like that.
But that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have to now write characters in ways that they're not. It's again. I
don't know much about his character.
Like again, Dragon Ball. I'm gonna take Dragon Ball Super. We got Jiren, and he's this whole justice dude. He's on a justice force or whatever that squad's name is, and he stands all for that. He's in the story because Goku, they view him as evil because he brought about the whole tournament, which is going to destroy all the universes. And now we got all these justice guys. And at the end, what does he do? Shoots a fireball at all Goku's innocent friends. Because now we have to make him a villain, because how are we going to make this guy able to be stopped, right? How are we even going to make this make any sense? So the same difference with Peter Baelish, right? So how are we going to get Peter Baelish out of here?
Are you wait. So you putting Jaren and Peter Baelish in the same sentence?
Jaren, Madara, Peter Baelish. Oh, there's a whole lot of characters like that. That they're so powerful in terms of the story that we can't feasibly get these guys out of here. It would either we have to take a lot more time that we don't have to get them. We need them out tomorrow. Nobody's powerful enough to get them out tomorrow, so now we gotta kind of write chicanery into it.
I mean,
we gotta go into pure shenanigans.
I don't know, man. See, honestly, because when I watched that season, I seen it coming.
So why can't a bunch of kings and queens just get killed by nobodies and by the word?
A lot of them did. Got taken over by other people's shit. Now, for me personally, I put
not without losing all kinds of status.
See, I'll put it to you like this though. When I was talking to you about this earlier, and I mean I kind of bring it up to you guys, like they set it up for those scenes between Aya and Sansa when they first met back up, where it seemed like Aya was gonna try to hurt Sansa. They set that up. It seemed like for somebody who they didn't put into the scenes, like they forgot to put Peter Baelish in those scenes where it showed that they're doing this for his benefit because they know he's doing something. Now, the problem I had is they never did that. They never had the scene where it said, they never had the scene that winked to the camera and said, oh, they know.
But even if they did know,
trying to put shit on him or try to throw him off to do something else.
But even if they knew, what could those two do to Peter?
They did what they did. They had him dead.
But that doesn't make sense in terms of this world. Like, if we're here, Peter Baelish again, he governs the whole Vale. He's the Lord of the Vale.
For like 2 days.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Why does it matter?
Because, again, loyalty is loyalty, but also when no one trusts you, like no one trusts Peter Baelish, period. His name is Littlefinger. Everyone kind of knows his thing. And like I said, the dudes who are really under, Lysa Allen, Aaron, the people who ran the Vale, right before they threw fucking right out the moon door.
Well, here's the thing, right?
They knew something was fishy the whole time.
Here's the deal with Peter Baelish. I wouldn't say that nobody trusts him. No one trusted. That's not true. There's a core few people who were
Varys maybe trust him as much as he could throw.
No, Varys didn't trust Peter at all, but
he could trust to not trust him.
Right. So we got Varys, we got Sansa. Because Sansa's been through certain things with him, so she knows better now. Let's go with Arya, because let's say Sansa told Arya all that stuff.
Not to mention that Arya's been dealing with people to know about lies and all that shit.
Let's also say Jon, who wasn't there, but let's just throw Jon in there. So Jon he never liked or trusted Peter, right? But everybody else fucks with Peter heavy, which is why he has what he has.
They fucked with him heavy, but everyone knows his reputation. Everyone knows not to trust this dude. Even the people that work for him, there
were people that didn't like him. But even this scene right here, he's in that predicament because he trusted the fuck out of Peter Baelish.
He said, I warned you not to trust.
Oh, there you go. I wasn't even looking at the quotations right there. But my whole thing is, you have a core couple of people.
Peter Baelish, right?
You have a core couple of people who don't trust them, but they have such good scenes together and such memorable things that it can appear that nobody does. And honestly, even the girl that he was with, the one that he killed, Lysa.
But she was delusional, though.
She absolutely was.
She was completely delusional.
The son, he doesn't care, but
he's insane. He's basically.
He's not insane.
No, I wouldn't say insane, but he was basically a fool like his mother.
Sansa trusted him. That's why she was in all those predicaments.
But again, the main focus of that is when you're uninformed, they could seem like a way out. But as soon as she was informed, as soon as she seen how he moved,
that's what I'm saying. She had to be at ground zero, and it was been too late. The Boltons, they trusted him, which is how he.
No one trusted Ramsay Bolton.
No. I'm saying. I'm saying for Peter though. They trusted Peter. And a lot of people honestly do trust Peter. They may not. There's one other thing that I'm gonna say. A lot of people don't like Peter because he's not a warrior. You know what I'm saying? His profession is thought of as lowly. He has all the, he's a pimp. So a lot of people don't like him in terms of that kind of shit. He's a little scrawny motherfucker, whatever. But a lot of people do trust him because, to be honest, they don't have a reason not to trust him, and he does give a lot of people what they want.
I feel what you mean, and he was even the one that fucking did the shit with the Aarons, brung the Aarons to save John during the Battle of the Bastards and shit like that. But the fact of the matter is,
so you're not telling me that this motherfucker commands a whole army and these guys who, let's say,
and
they
actually,
didn't.
now that I think about it, it was more like Sansa.
Hmm.
There was Sansa's army, and and
Not in the Vale.
yeah, because remember, that's her cousin. Like when she came, she's like she commanded that army. When they went to fight, when they surrounded the Bolton army and stuff, that was Sansa standing on the top of that shit. She had commanded that because they said like, "Oh, you're."
No, they definitely say those are Peter's guys. Sansa just happened to be with him. Sansa couldn't control anything. She's a female. They would never let her. Never.
What do you mean? Lysa Allen was in control of the Vale.
Right, and these are very special circumstances, like very special. Nobody voted, and as a matter of fact, they have a couple episodes where they're like, "We're not voting Sansa into nothing." Like, it's John left her in charge. That's how she even became in charge at a certain point. But with the Vale dudes, yeah, that was Peter, Lysa, she died, and Robin. So Robin, whatever, Robin Aaron, and he controls Robin Aaron. So that's the whole thing, which is kind of crazy. That if everybody knows all that kind of stuff, and now you have this point where people are accusing him of all this heinous shit on the spot. There's no trials. He doesn't demand a trial by combat, which he's been in plenty of those scenes. So you can't even tell me that he doesn't know it exists.
Well, think about it in terms of where they are though. This is like again all that political intrigue and everything. I feel is kind of falling out to the wayside now. Now it is kind of like kangaroo courts and shit like that.
But that's what I'm saying in terms of the show.
Because the decorum and all that shit fell out the window when they meet the zombies. When fucking Cersei was like, "I'm not gonna stick."
But by this point, everybody doesn't even believe that the zombies exist. Like Peter Baelish never seen a white. Peter Baelish and all those guys never seen a White Walker. It's like certain people in that room did. You Sansa.
Qyburn. No, Sansa never seen a White Walker.
No, you're right. She didn't see a White Walker.
People who've seen White Walkers up until this point: Sam, Gilly.
But I mean, John, who was in that specific room where? Okay, so
Qyburn deals with zombies. He made the zombie mountain. He's been toying. That's why when he saw it, he picked it up. So he was like, how do I do this?
With the scene with Peter Baelish, he had his hand in so many pots, and he was such an important element to a lot of people's livelihood. For one, I don't see his own army not defending him. The guy who's their bread and butter. No matter what he did, he's their bread and butter.
No, again,
like you're not telling me that
Robin Aaron is the true.
He is, but they're not. We're grown men, right? So let's just put ourselves.
Again, it's loyalty.
Listen. Let's put ourselves in this predicament. You got this 12-year-old or whatever year old kid who's loopy as shit. I don't want him ruling us because this motherfucker is making niggas go out the moon door. Like if we go by his character, right? His mom was crazy and she was the more sensible of the two. So if she was like, "Hey, Robin, what you want to do?" This guy's playing with his toys. Like, "Nah, let the bad man fly, mommy." No trial, no nothing because he's a kid and he's loopy. And the mom will be like, "Nah, we got to do." Now we all know he's like that, right? He ain't changed at all. There's no character arc for him. He's
character arc for Robin Aaron.
He's point A and that's it. And then we got Peter Baelish, who he might be shifty, but he's doing everything cool for us. You know what I'm saying? We're his army. He needs us to fight for him because he can't fight for himself. He can't fight wars on his own. He's delivered us from this family of loopy motherfuckers. In all honesty. And we're good here. There's no other person we can say, all right.
No, but see, even to the point where that is the case, they're loyal to the House Aaron. What's his name? I forgot Robert Aaron, or I forgot the Lysa's husband's name, who was the Lord of the Vale.
Lysa didn't have a husband.
Yes, she did. He fucking died.
Right, and so
he was the hand of the king.
Right, so
he
that
was the hand of the king. His name was.
They conspired to kill him so that Peter Baelish could be the Lord of the Vale.
He was talking in the ear of Lysa about that kind of
so
shit.
That's what I'm saying. He's out of the picture. So who else?
But they were all. But he was the hand of the king. He was a trusted hand of the king. He had a reputation throughout his shit.
Yeah,
that's why I would almost say that's why Lysa and Robin Aaron are still in control, because the name Aaron, House Aaron, is a big deal.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And so my point is that between now we have Robin and we have Peter. First of all, you got to understand that is the only reason that Robin even exists in the story to date. Peter cannot kill Robin because he cannot take his place. You can't just kill someone and be like, and now I'm here. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? Because then you're going to jail, you're getting executed or whatever, and we will have trials and shit. So I need Robin here, but since he's so loopy, he's just gonna do everything I tell him to do. Without him, I have no seat, no claim to this fucking, you know what I'm saying, call shots here, right? So now, if everybody knows that, that's plain to see, right? All the armies and the whole village and the Vale or whatever, they have no reason to get this guy Peter out of here. No matter what happened, he's the best thing that's happened to them since sliced bread. Because the other motherfuckers before them, except for the husband, again, understand, Peter made it like this. Yeah, the husband is cool. Wife killed the husband. Now we got these two loopy motherfuckers. We get the wife out of here. And now after that's gone down or whatever, now I'm in command. And now nobody has any reason to get this guy out.
Yeah, but again, like, there's people who see that kind of shit happening, his maneuvering and how the person he is.
But what can you can't do anything about it.
They did.
And that's
they
why
killed
it
him.
And that's why it doesn't make any sense, because you can't sit up there and kill your own lord without losing all your status or becoming a huge deal. You can't sweep that under the rug. You can't just kill.
He wasn't really the Lord of the Vale.
But that's what
he was a regent. He was a figurehead for Robin Aaron.
Right, and you can't.
And the thing is, that dude who was in that room, who was underneath, fucking, they showed him next to Lysa Allen in plenty of scenes. He's like high up in the fucking chain. He actually might even be another Aaron, a fucking, like, one of the lower Aarons.
But now we're just
in control of the armies.
So now what you're saying is that the Starks are bad guys because now we're just doing outlaw type shit. Now we're not even gonna do any justice, kind of anything. We're killing people on the spot.
They basically felt it was justice. They
yeah, but then that's bad guy stuff. You can't say I feel like it's justice because now you're a bad guy.
I mean, honestly, in Game of Thrones, there's all bad people.
No, there's people who have honor codes and stuff, and people who don't just do chaotic evil.
You're absolutely right, but none of those people were there.
Right, and so now we're saying that Arya and Sansa are bad guys then, and you can't.
Saying they felt they did the right thing.
So that's bad guy stuff.
That's how you feel it?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's
no, it's
bad
not.
Guy criteria. Joker thinks what he's doing is cool.
Oh, really? So yeah, because you know what Littlefinger was doing was just fine. He wasn't a bad guy.
No, and that's the whole thing. The show that's why this show is deep, because it's not.
So don't say that Ian and Sansa are bad guys, because it's too deep in that.
I'm not. I'm saying, in your opinion, or if I go by.
In my opinion is that Aya fucking went through all that shit with him, and she fucking conveyed that to Sansa. There was that letter that they could have found out that he fucking had something to do with fucking with his father being killed, and they conveyed all that shit. She's like, yo, I know this dude Peter, how he is.
Mm-hmm. Right, but we still have
justice for my family. Mm-hmm. What did she say about the wolves at the end? Mm. Like the pack still remains.
Right.
It's not.
But there's got to be structure. That's what I'm saying. Where's the integrity of the show then? If we could just start doing.
That's basically how they did it.
That's what I'm saying, and that's my point. The integrity is being lost because now we're doing whatever we want. Like, at this point, you could just say, well, the Night King's been a genius up to this point, and they could just walk up to him and be like, stop, and he'll be like, oh, okay, I will, and walk off, and that's the end of the show. And then that'll be that. But then that's not how he's been painted. That's not how this show has been painted.
Well, the whole show hasn't been painted around fucking zombies. or fucking
Yes, it
Tony
has.
Limey bullshit. No,
Zombies were in the very first episode.
Yeah, but they were. That was like one scene, and then it was all about political intrigue, and then
because
later,
it's an escalation.
Yeah, but then
that's
two
why the
seasons
show's so
later,
good.
you might see one other clip of it, and then another 3 seasons later, then it's all about zombies.
But
that's like saying I see a fucking crying tree in one episode, and then by episode 25,000, the fucking crying trees are walking around whipping people and sucking blood from people. It's a leap.
It's not a leap. Again, if you watch the very first episode, right, the crew who wandered beyond the wall or whatever, they get killed by White Walkers, and that's presented as the first problem you have in the entire show. Whether
no one would have thought that was how the show would have started. Come close to that.
Well, I'm not saying that you'd have only
most of the seasons. If you want to put it that way, in percentage wise, how much for season 1, 2, and 3 were about zombies, percentage wise?
But that doesn't mean that.
I'm just asking.
I'm gonna say the overall plot. How you mean? How much were the zombies in like the first 3 seasons?
And
Probably
how
like.
prevalent was that even in the storyline?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna answer both ways. The zombies were only probably in less than 10%.
I'd say like 1 or 2%
of the first 3 seasons, but they're the most prevalent thing in the show. Period.
Really, they were talking about how they had to stop zombies from season 1, 2, and 3.
No, but as a viewer,
it was almost never even a thought.
No,
for any of the characters.
Right, but as a viewer, because if you look at it through the characters, no, they don't know they exist.
That's what I'm talking about in the story.
But I'm not a character; I'm a viewer. So as a viewer, I know that there's zombies and that it's a problem. Again, the show doesn't show it. You're a viewer, so it shows you. The first thing is that listen, we got these zombies, we got this problem, and for one, at that point, it's a problem because for some reason people are ignoring them. You don't find out that people don't think they exist. It's been a long time yet, but these zombies are a problem because everyone's ignoring them.
Yeah, but see, again, I look at it in terms of the characters and the story and how an average fan is watching this.
Mm-hmm.
An average fan will watch and go, "Oh shit, the zombies," and then they continue to watch, and then it goes completely into Tyrion and Tywin and all that shit. You start to forget all about the zombie shit, which is a clever point in the show to make you do that, so that you don't remember all the stuff.
I bet
the 1 or 2 scenes they show about zombies.
I have to differ on that point. If you're not paying attention, then you forget they exist at all. But again, being that the first scene is so strongly about ice zombies, if you're watching it, probably the biggest thing on your mind would be, well, what the fuck happened to the zombies? Because that was always when I first started watching it.
Well, let's be honest, you are kind of a zombie kind of guy. Right? You like that kind of shit.
But that's so centralizing. Everything else is normal, and you have this one aspect that's supernatural, and one thing doesn't fit with the entire rest of the show. So it's like, it would be like watching The Twilight Zone and not expecting a twist and being like, I didn't know there was going to be a twist. Well, you've watched a whole, season of it. Why would you think that season 2 would be straightforward and not have any twists? Because you may have forgotten, or you didn't watch it, or you weren't paying attention. That's one thing, and I will say that the average person may not pay attention. But if you like the show and you pay attention, not even to the smallest details, but again, something as huge as the show opening up on zombies, and I'm going to say season 1, the middle of it, if memory serves me correctly, season 1 or season 2 having to do with John going to the wall and Crastus Keep, and them having deals with zombies and giving up babies and stuff like that. And
yeah, that happened.
Yeah, it's like, okay, the rest of the show is very interesting, but they are ignoring a huge centralizing problem that is just ridiculous. You find out why. There's rhyme and reason to all of that, but it was always there, whether people forgot about it or not.
I'm not gonna say it wasn't always there, because it obviously was. But the fact of the matter is, the stories, the majority of the story is centralized on the actual political intrigue and in-house fighting more than zombies. They always like again. I think they did a masterful job of doing that, where they put it there in front of you and then cover it, basically buried it in everything else. But the fact of the matter is, the story up until maybe season 4 was political. It was about the houses. It was about not supernatural, but actual political intrigue and suspense.
The show was always supernatural. Even again, episode 1, aside from the zombies, Bran was warging. The first episode,
it had elements of supernatural.
Always
shit,
was
but
going
it was
to
never
be.
about that.
It was always about that. And Game of Thrones was it is a political show. I will give you that. But just like Lord of the Rings isn't just about walking around. There's a lot of supernatural stuff that goes on in Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't say that the show is about.
But you wouldn't say it's a supernatural show.
I absolutely would. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons supernatural thing. Adventure Time. If I take Adventure Time's not about the core of the show is not about witty dialogue, which it's prevalent. It's a big deal. It's what makes Adventure Time one of the elements that makes Adventure Time. But it's like a supernaturalist sort of adventure Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. You take away certain aspects like that, and it just becomes the regular show.
What do you mean? Regular show have mad supernatural shit in it too.
Well, yeah, but it's not. But it wasn't focused on that. It wasn't focused on.
What do you mean? Skips was like immortal and shit.
Yeah, but those are things that you find out that's just kind of hilarious and comedic and shit like that. So you have these like specific elements, like at certain points you have the Lich in, let's say, Adventure Time, which starts to play a key role in it, and you can start to say he becomes one of the main characters, or this or that or the other. But they don't have to. The Lich is in only like maybe 6-7 episodes out of like 8 seasons or some crazy shit. I don't remember how many seasons there are for Adventure Time.
I think it's about 4 or 5, maybe even more. Maybe
no, because like seasons like 5 and 6 are like 2 seasons I didn't like, and then I went on for like 2 or 3 more years. You're probably right though, to be honest.
I'm not even gonna get into this whole Adventure Time thing.
But
I love it, but let's get back to
going back to it. Yeah. And even
let's try to just. He's upset that Peter Baelish died. We did like.
No, I'm not upset that. No. Wait, time out. I'm not upset that Peter Baelish died, because, in my opinion, a great villain, a great antagonist, gets a great death. The villain who stays around forever becomes a cheap, lame villain. So, let me give you some examples. We got comic book villains. They can be iconic. They can be cool. But 99.9% of them are just around so long that they didn't really mean anything. So you got like maybe the Joker or, Magneto, Thanos now. But 99.9% of Crazy Quilts and Mr. Sinister, nobody knows about them unless you're a fan of them already. The general people don't know about any of these kinds of people. They're not iconic. They're not, right? Whereas you get a lot of the villains, let's say, who didn't stay around for so long, or they had purpose, like your Arthas. People love Arthas. He's pretty iconic for Warcraft. You got, I'm gonna say, Sidious, Darth Sidious. He's very iconic. He got a great death. Look at some other look at like some.
Did he really get a great death? He got thrown over.
No, I mean that he got chumped, but I mean you even got the ghost light that came up like. Nobody gets that unless you're that cool, right? But we remember this guy. We love this guy. Whatever. He didn't go out on some. You were watching. He appeared in Empire Strikes Back, right, as the boss of Darth Vader, and then in Return of the Jedi, he's there. He's delivering his cool one-liners. And what if in the end? You know what I'm saying? Darth Vader.
John Aaron, that was his name.
What if in the end of Return of the Jedi, Vader was gonna go to lift him up, and he got on his knees, like, "Oh no, please, please!" You wouldn't have looked at him the same. Now it fit his character for Revenge of the Sith because he didn't have all that power yet, or whatever. But now that he's on top of everything, or whatever, watching him beg or do something outside of his character.
He was begging like a bitch.
Yes, he was.
3,
Do I I get a gift of Littlefinger begging?
It was ridiculous, and I would say Littlefinger, would beg, but you know what I should say? It would be equivalent to Luke Skywalker beating Darth Sidious in a lightsaber duel at the end of Return of the Jedi. It's not as powerful. You feel me? Luke could not beat him.
Oh, look at the daddy pose!
It's
the
ridiculous.
daddy pose over this thing.
The fan art is insane. It would be like Luke Skywalker throwing him down the mine shaft. You feel me? You'd be like, how the fuck was Luke Skywalker anywhere near this? It wouldn't make any sense. You feel me? Like, you can do Kylo Ren stopping laser blasts and
can we stop talking about the Kylo Ren and stopping laser beams, because that's making me sick every time I think about it.
My point is, there's certain things that don't fit within the realm of whatever you're watching. You understand what I'm saying? And for when I watched that scene, yeah, I always knew Peter Baelish was gonna die. He had to die for the story really to progress past a certain point, or even have any kind of an ending that would be like, okay, I fuck with it. So I knew he was gonna die, but they gave him this death like we don't know how to write him out of the story, so let's do a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense in the context of this and get him out of here.
Well, again, I always felt that it made sense, but they missed key scenes where it would have tied it together to make sense. Like, if somebody would have got the letter.
I watched those scenes, and again, now it's hearsay.
If somebody would have got the letter, no, because there was a physical letter that fucking.
You can't say he wrote it.
It was a physical letter, the one that fucking got jammed up. That got Sean Bean jammed up, and it wouldn't have mattered to Aya. Because she already.
But Arya's nobody. She can't call any fucking shots. She can't.
That's right. That's when she talked to fucking Sansa.
And Sansa can't call any shots.
She can. She's fucking in his place right now.
So
she taking Jon's place, who's the Lord of Winterfell now.
And this is my problem with that entire scene. So yeah, she's taking his place, right? And she's supposed to uphold certain shit. So calling out very very important people to get dealt with without trial and all of that kind of stuff.
Look at the face. Look at the eyes. It's all in the eyes.
I like to say, it's the rape face. You're gonna get raped. You're gonna get raped.
Well, he's bent over a table.
He is. But my whole thing is, we deserved a better. Because now, what is even going on with the veil? What's going on with the veil, anyways? Now that he's gone, we're just not gonna see them anymore. Because how can you even show them?
What do you mean? They're rocking with House Stark.
Who? How? Robin's the leader of that. Did Robin say so?
The fucking dude.
What dude?
The dude, like I keep saying, the dude was in the room was the head of the army.
Well, Robin's the head of everything.
No, he's not.
There's
the old white-haired dude that's fucking running shit. He's the one that's running shit underneath Peter. Peter just got there, bro.
No, he's not.
Yeah, there is.
It's Robin. He's the head. Robin's the head. Again, that's why I said that's why he's the only reason he's still alive in context of the story.
I don't know how to spell Aaron.
Aryn. Should be.
I was sure they would have maybe shown something like fucking.
What are seasons? Oh wait, that side thing. Wait, the side. No, House Aaron under the sigil. So we got titles, the seat, the region, the Lord is Robin. There you go.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that Robin was the Lord. He's not running
How if he's the Lord of it all?
Yeah, but he's not controlling He's not controlling.
But how can you explain that to me? How is he not?
Because he's a fucking kid.
No, and you can be a kid if you're the Lord.
He's not making the decisions of the fucking veil.
He is.
I'm trying to figure out.
Let me reiterate a certain scene. So at one point, Peter Baelish and Robin are chilling together. There's another character. I can't remember the other character, but Peter Baelish is showing this character that Robin is the Lord of the Vale. He calls the shots, but because I control Robin, I really call the shots. So he's talking. He's scaring the character. He's like, yo, Robin,
I know. I remember seeing the scene.
what do you think we should do with A, B, and C? And he's like, I don't really give a fuck. So my point is, they're painting to you that Robin calls the shots. It's just that he doesn't give a fuck. So whoever's around him, which at that point happened to be Peter, calls the shots through Robin.
There was a dude before that dude. I'm trying to remember. No, my man, Sweet Robin. That's right. That's exactly what that dude's name was. I'm trying to remember this guy's name.
Go to season 7. It's in there somewhere.
Oh, this was like a different page.
Okay.
Not
But
Sweet Robin.
Who could have possibly been over Robin?
No, not over Robin, but they.
That's just like explaining.
I know, but I'm trying to see if I can pull up.
If you're gonna find that, it's gonna be somewhere under his biography.
Well, there's your answer right there. When Peter dies, he's the sole ruler.
Well, okay, even more so than if I'm to believe this fandom thing and Peter Baelish was the Lord of the Vale, you're gonna tell me his army just killed their own lord? The writers are wilding out now, and we're writing all kinds of incredible shit. Because now
we literally spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes on you saying it doesn't.
Oh, because now I need somebody to punt Cersei Lannister the fuck out the chair. I mean, no, because we could just kill our kings.
It's gonna fucking happen.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
That's why it hasn't happened yet,
bro. She's fucking what's good. If she survives long enough, that's exactly what fucking Daenerys is gonna do.
Well, Daenerys can do that because Daenerys could argue that I'm the rightful ruler because I have Targaryen blood, and there's people who believe that, which is why there's the Game of Thrones. Nobody
Same
can just
with the fucking belief of the Aarons and fucking Peter.
What about the Aarons and Peter?
Peter's not an Aaron.
Okay.
Robin is. And so the true loyalty is to the house.
No. And I fucked up. And I'm I'm totally remembering this. The reason why Peter Baelish, because I was second guessing the fandom thing, and so I started thinking about it. The reason why Peter Baelish is the Lord of it is because he married what's her name. So now he is the Lord. The guy becomes technically the Lord. Well, no, it would still be the woman.
He didn't marry Lysa yet.
Yeah, yes, he did.
No. She wanted that shit. He didn't want to do that shit. Because I remember that.
Go back. Are you sure? Wait, how did it say he became the Lord of the Vale again? House Aaron.
Where is that picture? Where is that shit? Well, that was here.
Okay,
I believe.
Yeah. Peter. Wait. When? Vale. Aaron, his mother was killed by.
I'll go with Lysa shit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she looked horrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mary, sister Catelyn, she married into House Aaron. Yeah, John Aaron after death when she had secretly murdered on behalf of Peter Baelish, her true love, and later second husband. Yeah,
I know, because that's how it works in Game of Thrones.
Lady Regent.
But look, what I'm saying is the reason why I never had to look that up is because Game of Thrones works on some
Is it titty out?
probably.
She's still breastfeeding this motherfucker.
That was one of the hilarious parts in the thing.
Go down the moon door. Do you see it?
All right.
Those whole scenes were pretty jarring.
They were.
But no, I mean,
Well, my thing is this: the reason why I didn't have to look it up is because Game of Thrones works a certain way. It's not random. So if somebody said like, if the article says Peter Baelish is the Lord of the Vale, then there's only one way he could become the Lord, by marrying into it, because that's how Game of Thrones works. You can't take it by force. You can't. There's no voting. Your family just is that. You feel me? And the only other way you can do it by force is like what Robert Baratheon did. He got a bunch of people together. He got a big ass fucking army, and he said, "Everybody hates you, right?" And everybody was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, we're gonna fuck him up, and we're gonna make me the king, right?" And everybody was like, "Yeah." And then you had some people that were like, "Well," and when everything was said and done, and when Robert won the war and he has a big fucking army, everybody else who couldn't beat his army was like, "No, no, we're good with you. We're good with you. You the king. You the king." And that's how Robert became the king. That's the only way you can take it by force like that. If you don't got all that,
why does this feel like this is cutting something off? Oh no, okay, here we go.
so that's why when the thing said that, I was like, "There's only one way." So now here's my thing: if Peter Baelish is the lord of the whole spot, you're telling me that as the lord now, because I was taking it that he wasn't even the lord, that it was Robin. That was my original point. He's your fucking best thing since sliced bread, because everybody else was crazy. You feed these motherfuckers, you governing them, and your upgrade is their upgrade. And you're gonna tell me, all you niggas are gonna stand around and let this dude get his throat cut?
Sweet Robin.
And leave Sweet Robin as the Lord? You're not doing that. You're not doing that.
Oh man, Sweet.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that. There's no way you're doing that. There's no way in God's green earth.
We spent 30 minutes on this topic. We're moving the fuck on. I'm sorry. He didn't like how it ended.
No, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense.
But we're gonna move on from that, or be here for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour talking about this shit. Because it's just kind of how we get into these kind of conversations. But we're gonna keep moving on. Now we move past kind of the inconsistencies. We're just gonna talk about how we feel it's just gonna end. I mean, honestly, I was trying to think maybe I'd do like an episode, as they came out. But I don't. There's no telling if I can grab this dude enough to make these kind of shows all the time. So we'll just kind of go quickly into just kind of how we feel everything's gonna kind of wrap up, or the thoughts we have for the wrap up of it, and we'll just leave it at that. I don't know. I'll start with you. How do you think this is truly just gonna end? Like, is it like how we said, kind of bittersweet episode where like most of the people are dead, maybe one or two people survive?
Absolutely.
You think?
Absolutely. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be a time loop. It's gonna be one of those things.
If it's gonna be a time loop, then what do you think? Is it gonna go back to the beginning?
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. Like, listen, we could never really stop this. They're too powerful, so I gotta just make it to where I walk into this dude and I don't know, strike some kind of deal or whatever, and just kind of keep this going on and going on and going on somehow.
Do you really think that's how it's gonna be?
I could see it. I could see it ending that way. I could see it ending either or.
I see it more ending like one or two people survive.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be like after like big bloody, everyone's done kind of situation. I also see like Cersei. I think Cersei's gonna die by Jaime. I don't think she's gonna die by no White Walker or by Daenerys. I think Jaime's gonna kill her. I think tragically Tyrion's dead.
I don't know, man. But Jaime killing her after they're bonded twins, even having sex with her, having kids with her.
They said even in the books they say that they're gonna die together. And they want to die together. He's gonna kill her.
Well, this
and
ain't
probably-
following the book. I'm sure this can't be following the books now. So.
No, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna kill her, and he's probably gonna die afterwards, or and like it's gonna be like a dual thing, because it's gonna be like I feel like the Hound has to intervene against the Mountain to make it possible for Jamie to do that, because the Mountain's always near Cersei, so it's gonna be like a dual fight. I don't even see a dual fight. It's gonna be like a long drawn out conversation with Jamie and Cersei while the fight is going on between the Mountain and the Hound, and then at one point they'll pan back and she's fucking like strangled or fucking bludgeoned or something. And honestly, I don't think Jamie's making out. I don't think the Hound's making out. I don't think the Mountain's making it out.
They already tried to kill off the Hound. You don't need to kill him off again.
Yeah, but he's the kind of he's gonna sacrifice himself for Arya, just like fucking what you call it, because they panned it out like that. It's gonna be Arya and the Hound and fucking Sansa and Brienne, and they're all done.
I think Brienne's definitely done.
I think they're all done. Honestly, I think the only people who are making it out is maybe Sam. John's making it. Guaranteed, John's making it. Sam.
Yeah, I can see Sam guaranteed making it.
John, Sam. None of Daenerys' people are making it. Daenerys ain't making it.
No Tyrion?
No Tyrion. Grey Worm's done. Missandei's
Oh yeah, Grey Worm's out of here. He's out of here.
Grey Worm's done maybe tonight.
His dickless jig is out. He's done. he's gone. Oh no.
I like Grey Worm a lot, but he's
Me too.
done. He's a grunt. He's done. He's gonna be jibbed up 8 times from Sunday. Missandei's done. Tyrion's done. And I think
Melisandre, I think, lives on.
You think so?
The red
witch? Really?
Yeah, I think she lives.
She said she was gonna die. She said she had predicted her own death.
Yeah. Then
I only think a small amount of people are actually gonna make it out of this. I think minute characters are done, like swept away, hardcore. Like the wildling dude, which everyone really liked for the last 2 seasons.
The red hair dude?
Yeah, Tormund, maybe I think his name is.
Yeah, he's done. He's out there.
All done. Dizzy done. I think maybe the bastard of Robert Baratheon makes it, because not Renly, but Gendry. Because I think that story would be like kind of cool. Because like out of the ashes of all of this, there'd be like the houses that get back on track. Because Jon will be. He's not gonna take the title of Targaryen. He's not. He's gonna be a Stark. He loved Sean Bean. He honored him. He modeled his life after him. It's gonna be the same thing like how he said to old Dickless Jig Man. He's like, yo, you are a Greyjoy and a Stark. You don't gotta choose. He's gonna do that for himself, because I mean, even if you want,
he's going out this season too.
Oh, he is so done, and it's gonna be bad.
I think he's gonna do something awesome.
I don't think so.
They set him up to come back so hard to do some old fucking rise from the ashes shit.
Or the fucking Greyjoys,
and then get shot in the chest with an arrow and go right on the fuck out.
He's going to get murdered by Euron Greyjoy. Euron Greyjoy.
I don't know. He might. I don't know.
Euron Greyjoy is a fucking monster.
He is.
And in the books, he's almost a literal monster.
Yeah. I think he's gonna do something to get Euron out.
Well, if you believe the leaks, Euron makes it out like kidnapping Jamie and makes it out, and that's the last you ever see of him. From the
I don't believe
leaks.
any of that. I don't believe that.
See, and the thing is, I think the leaks might be true, but they get like a year, so I think they make reshoots to change certain things because they would never leak it.
They would never fuck with their fans on that kind of level. They wouldn't do that.
Because remember the leak, they say like
I don't care about
them rowing away.
I don't care about any of those characters, mind you, Euron, Jamie. I don't care about them. But the fandom is so thick for Jamie Lannister. He's goddamn near Wolverine and this motherfucker that they're not gonna do nothing like that. They're not gonna do nothing like that.
I don't know. I mean, I think he's still gonna die.
Jamie's gonna do everything besides get the glow this season. Okay. Alright.
He's gonna get the glowing. I mean, I'll put it this way. I think Jamie is one of those other characters that they literally saved his ass like 2 or 3 times when he realistically should have been dead. Aya, Jamie, John, these people were legitimately done. And they brung them back for story reasons and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's definitely shit like that, but I'm hard pressed to think other than John and Sam, because I don't think Sam's gonna be anywhere near a fight. He's gonna stay in to keep reading books and
Absolutely.
sending crows to fucking John about what he needs to do or what he found in some kind of ancient book about fighting White Walkers.
Definitely.
But he's not fighting.
No.
Everyone who fights, I think, is gonna die except for John, because I don't think realistically. No one should be able to stand and fight against a wave of zombies that run at you at super speed and have no care about
And again,
their
these
own
are
bodies.
These are Dungeons and Dragons zombies, so
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
magical zombies.
We're
basically.
not shoot them in the head. These are your army of darkness type of
They're running at you.
Their fingers are coming at you and shit. You chop off their fingers are coming.
Yeah.
So
you can't stand and fight that.
They will have the dragon glass. That'll help them out a lot, but they will get swarmed. We all know that's gonna happen.
That's why I thought at the last season of the episode when they're behind the wall and when the big fight happened and you seen the Tormund dude just start getting jumped with zombies and he's getting bit. He's like, I was like, oh, well, there he goes. Mm-hmm. There he goes. And then somebody pulls this motherfucker out like, no, you good. I'm like, yeah, come on. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. There's not, where are you pulling him out from?
To more zombies.
And then, like, when John jumped in the fucking frozen lake and shit, should have been done.
Yeah, shit like that.
Should have been Dizzy done. Like, Dizzy done, son.
Like, come on.
So, I mean, certain people, like, that's why I was like, John's not dying. He's going out of his way to make sure he's not dying again.
Right.
He's alive. Everyone else, I think, is fair game, honestly. Like, I can't think anyone besides John and Sam, for that specific reason I said, doesn't make it out of here. Mm. Like, who do you think is going to make it?
Honestly, Jon Daenerys.
I think Daenerys is brown bread.
Gendry, Sam. Maybe Sansa.
Really?
Maybe Sansa. That's about it. I can't wait to see how my dude with the grayscale goes, because he's going.
Oh, Jorah.
Yeah, he's guaranteed.
Oh, guaranteed. He's throwing his life directly in the path.
I got grayscale anyway, so.
Well, no, he got healed, remember?
Yeah, but for how long? It's not forever.
What do you mean? Yeah.
I think it slows it down. Oh, did he?
No, they peeled off all of his skin.
They did.
It was like disgusting. Grafted it back on and shit.
I thought it was like
a temporary. That was the cure. No, because remember, it was in the same book that Sam found about fucking.
You're absolutely right, and Sam did that shit.
And Sam literally did it because he read it in the book.
In my mind, I like to think he took a butter knife. Like the book said, it's got to be a butter knife. What? Yeah, no.
It's gotta be
a butter knife. Yo, we're gonna be here for 12 hours. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Do you want this?
Sawing away.
Do you want this? Drink as much as you can.
Oh my god!
I'm peeling your skin away.
I think by hour 6 you just kill me. None of this is worth it. I don't give a fuck.
He's definitely killing. He's definitely throwing himself in a Daenerys.
Who am I, the Onion Knight? Get me out of here. That's stupid. I'm stupid.
Be heartbroken when he dies. I love.
Yeah, he's
I
done.
love what's his name? The Onion Knight.
The Onion Knight, yeah. Jorah Mormont?
No. Jorah Mormont is the guy with the grayscale. You know what?
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
The Onion Knight, they call him the Onion Knight because he helped Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, you're right. I'm getting everybody confused.
That was that sea captain kind of dude who was hanging out with
my man with the fire sword.
Oh, that's the other cat. No, that's a different dude. That's the dude with the eye patch.
Right,
who was hanging out with.
Didn't he die last season?
Thoros Samir.
Who's the one who got destroyed by the bear? That was him.
No, Thoros. That
Thoros
wasn't
got.
him. That was his boy. With
Okay.
the ponytail, looked like Gary Oldman and shit.
So got fucked up by the zombie bear.
Oh man, the zombie bear.
Shit, that should never happen.
Whew. But no. His name is
They didn't both
Davos.
die. Davos, right? They didn't both die.
No, because remember, the dude with the eye patch with the red sword, with the flaming sword, was on the wall with Tormund when the fucking dragon blew it down, and he was in the rubble when the fucking wall broke down. Because they show him getting up, him and fucking and Tormund, and running for it. Because the fucking the undead army was right behind them.
Right.
So they're gonna be running towards Winterfell with an army right fucking behind them. So it's very interesting.
Right when you close the door in front of them, they go, "You're too late."
You go, I respect you.
You got zombies back there, right?
But look over back there, bro. Look behind you. I mean, I think that most of them, like, again, I do not think Daenerys is gonna make it. I didn't think Daenerys was gonna make it past last season, honestly. But the way they hyped her up and everything, they definitely I can see her living, but not really. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I really think she's gonna die.
Okay.
I think John's not, because he already died, and there's nothing to gain from him dying, because he's basically the hero.
Yeah.
He's basically the dude. He is Neo. He is the one. He's the guy.
Absolutely.
Once he dies, once he dies, then it'd be like then the zombies won, and that's just it. Then the zombies won. I mean, other than that, because I don't see Daenerys rocking shit by herself. She's not. She's the queen of dragons, and that's all cool. But they already showed one spear fucking killed one dragon. Then with no dragons, she can't even fucking fight. So like,
yeah, I don't know. The rest of the dragons are there to stay, because I know they're not gonna basically be like, and then all the dragons are extinct. Because, you kill one more dragon, you can't say one is male and one's female, and they can reproduce. If you kill one dragon, that's it. That's the last dragon.
They're magical, though.
They still got to reproduce. They do eggs and shit.
Yeah, but not only they're magical, so, I mean, when magic comes into play, things can happen. It's a Deus Ex Machina. But the thing is, they also there's more dormant eggs around. Fucking, even in the books, they talk about people having eggs that never hatched, or dormant eggs, and they
true,
like
but I don't know. In terms of the show, like, this is the last season, so you kill off the dragons, then since the show's over, there's no reason to believe that there ever will be anymore. It's like
well, the last book hasn't come out yet, so
it hasn't, but the show's done. After this, the show's done.
Well, they're saying they're gonna do a prequel.
It's like fried sardines; they're all gone. What do you say? There's no more, and there never will be. There never will be. So
I just put it this way: in terms of that, like, they definitely could kill off the dragons, because they said it's tied to magic.
I think for some reason, they killed this guy off screen.
Who?
Renly. No, Renly, right? No, because Renly's the dude that the chick.
The gay dude. Renly's the gay dude.
No, it's Robert Renly. Stannis. For some reason, I feel like Stannis gonna come back.
Yo, what you call it? Said that shit to me too.
I feel like that, man.
Stannis is like, yo. Well, Donnie was like, yo, they killed him off screen, like everyone.
That's not Game of Thrones. That's not very.
Like, they'll show you he's dead, like.
Right.
And I'm like, I feel you, but like, think about who did it though. That was fucking
That's true.
Brianna Tarth.
It's like, just not very
Brianna
HBO.
isn't gonna not do it. Like, she wanted to do it. She wanted to, because she was following Renly, and she wanted to do it. So, whole army's done, just Stannis there. She's gonna kill him. She's not gonna not kill him. And loose ends aren't really.
It's just why go through the trouble of not showing it like that when you've shown every fucking death in the world on this show?
Well, I put it this way: I think it's because he had a smatter of dignity as a character. Yeah, like they liked him. Like, you can kind of tell how the writers are writing him. I think
they just left themselves that corner to stay open. I think that's what they were doing.
So what if he comes back? Then what?
No, that really
He's
cool.
One motherfucker because he lost his whole army.
Just a lot of people like Stannis. I like Stannis as a character. I think Stannis is really cool.
I like Stannis until he killed his daughter.
Yeah,
that was done after that.
That was crazy.
Because I felt he was a redeeming kind of character, like a character that wanted to do
That's another reason why
person.
if they were gonna kill him, then it should have been an on-screen death. If they're gonna stick with that.
I feel you, but I also feel it's just like they did it because, like, they wanted to give him a little more dignity than they give most of the characters in Game of Thrones when they die. Because when they die, they usually draw it out really hardcore. They let you see fucking
right. That's what I'm saying.
See what you gonna get his face bitten by dogs before they panned out the camera.
That's why a lot of people feel like Renly's coming back. I mean, Stannis is coming back. Excuse me.
I mean, I would be more likely that he come back as a zombie when they come close to and you know what? That would be the payoff from all the people saying shit like that. Is when the Night Kings come close and he raises all those people. Because remember, that's next to Winterfell. All that happened in Winterfell. Stannis was going to Winterfell to try to take Winterfell, and they stopped him on the way there. Ramsay's fucking sabotage, and then they like jumped him, and Ramsay was a good strategist and cut off his army and shit. He was done. The reason why Brienne got to do that because there was no one there to fucking stop her to do it. So the fact of the matter is, and he was hurt already because of the fight. So the fact of the matter is, Night King walks up, raises everyone from that shit, and you're gonna fight fucking neck off fucking Stannis Baratheon.
Yeah, that would be pretty
cool
to see.
Like head lipping off to the side because she cut him sideways.
I don't know. Just a lot to go through to, again, HBO, Game of Thrones, off-screen death, doesn't add up. Something weird's got to happen with that.
You know what?
If they left it, that would be an odd scenario. Like,
I agree.
That would be a very out-of-place thing.
I kind of agree with you on that, but I also feel that, like, a lot of times when it comes to Game of Thrones, they do things for certain reasons. Just like how, Jaime could have walked in and bashed the Queen of Thorns' head in. And, like, she was saying all kinds of hot shit.
Well, but again, that's the show. You can't just do whatever you want. Otherwise,
he could have. He could have walked in there and fucking bashed her head in.
How? Without any consequences?
What do you mean? He killed her anyway.
Did he?
Yeah. He gave her a vial of poison and let her drink it.
We're talking about the old lady?
Yeah. They call her the Queen of Thorns. Because she's so fucking gangster.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
He could have walked in and bashed her fucking head in. Stabbed her. Because he had legit...
I remember the scene
you're talking about now. She claimed responsibility for killing Joffrey.
She did. Yeah, she did.
He could have just fucking tortured her. He could have just dragged her out of the fucking castle. Did anything he want. He fucking gave her a vial of poison, and they sat down and talked. And then she drank it. And then she died. Like, people's deaths in Game of Thrones are... And fucking Cersei blew up her fucking granddaughter and the fucking king of the fucking Reach in the fucking church with 1 million fucking people and took out downtown fucking Casterly Rock.
Like, that's a very Cersei thing to do.
Took out everybody. I'm sorry. And that Queen Marjorie I thought was a dope character.
Oh,
I thought it was corny.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was corny that she got killed that way too, because she's literally waiting for someone to let her pass. Like her father is the fucking king of the Reach. She is the fucking queen of fucking Casterly Rock and the fucking and I forgot what it's called. Westeros. She's the queen of Westeros. She married Tommen. She is the queen.
She is.
And literally, there's like two assholes like.
She was.
You can't go. Like, what? She knows something's going down and you're not going to do nothing? Like, you literally let two assholes hold you back and then you die?
Man, that suicide scene with Tommen was one of the greatest of all time suicide scenes of anything.
I'm going to put it this way. When I seen the window in the beginning of the episode, I was like, oh, he's going out the window. Yeah. I said it. I seen it as
when
soon
he
as
did
I seen that window. I was like, he's going out the window.
My mind did the Juicy J ad-lib. I was like, ah! Oh, no! Oh!
I knew it was happening.
Oh, man.
And that's why I thought it was, like, funny and kind of stupid. because Cersei knew it was gonna happen too.
He had that very Caucasian look on his face when you know it's over for them, and they lose all emotion. They're like, I'm not even mad. You're like, oh no, uh oh. It's like we've come full circle where it's like everybody watch out. Something bad's happened to the white guy, and he's not even mad. That means something ridiculous is gonna happen.
She knew that was gonna happen.
Oh, I
And
mean,
she knew to let the mountain let her do it, because the mountain could have stopped her easily. The mountain could have went. Get away from the window.
Get on out of here with my eye holes. Get up on out of here.
Get out of here with my eye. They could have done that, but he didn't. They let him hop right out the fucking window.
He did.
And later on, she said, "Oh, he betrayed me and shit like that." So it kind of showed, like I said, I think Jaime is absolutely gonna kill fucking Cersei. I think that's how that's gonna end. I don't think Tyrion's gonna have anything to do with it though. Like I don't think Tyrion is gonna have anything to do with Jaime.
I see them trying to satisfy a lot of fans this season because that's what they were trying to do last season.
Yeah, but they're not gonna make it a AA ending.
No, not at all. But I think they're gonna do a lot of stuff to satisfy people.
I think they might do a BB ending or an AB ending where John's gonna win. And maybe like AB is gonna be John winning, and maybe Daenerys lives, but everyone else dies. Dragons die, and then they show that later on. Oh, this is how the world was before recorded history, and like we all live in this world now. And now that the dragons died, that's why we don't have magic. And all this, and this is modern day Ireland. I could see them do something retarded like that too. I almost feel like that'd be better than doing the timey-wimey shit, honestly. Because the timey-wimey shit pulls that into another genre of like time travel bullshit, and none of that ever works. Like Terminator 2 doesn't work. Fucking Back to the Future doesn't work.
For time plots to really work, you gotta really end your story forever by a certain point. You have to say this is the beginning point. Once you keep on making it ongoing, then holes start getting poked in it, and then it just becomes a whole mess. You really like, for example, Terminator 1 could have worked time wise. Until Terminator 2 happened. And it's a good movie, but plot holes, And then Terminator 3 came and fucked it up way more.
Whew.
And then from there, it just exponentially got worse.
Lord. Did they fuck up everything about it? And that's why I found this a very miracle situation when we got Daenerys actually being a decent actor. She's not a good actress.
No, she's not. In this show, it was like, okay, boom, she's pretty. But when she was in any film,
anything else,
she was bad.
Honestly, and I don't want to say this except for maybe Cersei Lannister, and maybe. I mean, I do like Peter Dinklage, but like.
Peter Dinklage is the Idris Elba of this show.
Yeah, but what has he done after this?
Peter, he's been in a few things.
They're not that great. His profile got pushed up gigantically because of this movie.
But he hasn't been bad.
No, but like he's Peter Dinklage because of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
He's not Peter Dinklage because of. I only know him in like one of the movies. He was in fucking the Adam Sandler comedy.
He's been like, but that's why I say.
And he was in that horrible X-Men movie. He was in horrible X-Men First Class.
But like that's why I say he's the Idris Elba, because like Idris Elba hasn't had any movies on his own that has been like, oh, he's been he's been Heimdall, and it's like, okay, cool.
Did you ever see Luther?
But that's a show. I think if you put if Peter Dinklage,
amazing.
I hear,
but fucking amazing.
I think if Peter Dinklage had another show, probably he would be awesome in it. Just as awesome.
But he's well known. This is his most well known role.
Absolutely.
And other than this, I would say that he was.
Wasn't he also in Elf or something with
No, I don't think so.
He wasn't in that with whatchamacallit? The comedian dude from SNL. The Ashley Schaefer dude.
What, Will Smith?
No,
No,
Will Ferrell,
Ferrell?
right? Wasn't he? He wasn't. He
No,
wasn't in
he
that.
wasn't in that.
What
there
was
was
he
a
in?
bunch of little people in that, but he was not one of them.
Okay, but he was in some other movie where he was like really serious, really douchey.
He was in that movie with Adam Sandler as like a douchey kind of like cheaty kind of game player, and he was also shit. Look, you know what? Let's fucking do it.
IMDb.
Say Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Yay.
According to Wikipedia,
No,
Peter Hayden
no,
Dinklage is
no,
an American
Wiki.
actor and producer.
I'm good. Thank you, sir. Yeah, see, X-Men First Class, like the movies come up aren't like, oh, hey, these are the dwarf. He's gonna be in the dwarf. Okay, these are the ones coming. Okay, Avengers: Infinity
The
War.
Boss
that
is
was
probably what I'm
garbage.
thinking about.
Think We're Not Alone, David. Pumpkin, Halloween special, like, yeah, Three Christ, The Billboard, Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And I heard this was supposed to be a good movie too, but I wouldn't watch it. Angry Birds the movie, Ice Age. So wait, this is from 2011 to 2019. So yeah, let's be honest. After that's his whole career. Wow, 2011. So really, you have to look at this to see the merits of his work. Because after 2011, he skyrocketed with all his roles,
right? Because
of Game of Thrones,
right?
So like even this Game of Thrones, the Telltale, the series Destiny, like he got the voice of the narrator in a video game because of that. Like, and you can even look in this stuff. They weren't even really great roles. Like, I mean, Pixels. That's what it was in Pixels. Angriest Man in Brooklyn, X-Men Days of Future Past, like Sesame Street. Like, let's get past this because they're Ice Age. Like, they're not, and this is still in his Game of Thrones time. So this 2011, everything underneath this is him on his merits before Game of Thrones. So never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Death at a Funeral. I did hear about that. I think that's the movie with Martin in it. Yeah, with Martin in it. He's like his dead father's like lover and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's super weird. And honestly, I think this is like a new cover because he would definitely not be sitting in the middle of the table.
They redid it. They
rejiggered this absolutely.
Put him in the front.
Will Smith and Chris Rock. Martin Lawrence and Chris Rock is in it.
Tracy
and
Morgan
is sitting right in the middle of that. Like, I don't think so.
And whatever Owen that is.
I think it's Luke Wilson.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not Owen Wilson. It's Luke. But Ascension.
Oh yeah.
Ultron. Yeah, that doesn't even get a picture.
No.
Nip Tuck. He was in that for a couple of episodes. Sorry, I've heard of Nip Tuck. Escape Artist, Mr. Duffy, The Baxter, Life as We Know It. Like, yeah, like, I mean, The Elf, you're right, he was in the fucking Elf!
Okay, yeah.
Miles Flinch?
Yeah, because, like, he was, like, being mad serious and douchebaggy and shit. And Will Ferrell was, like, he's playing off of his...
Yeah.
He's like this boss, this crazy boss. Oz, he wasn't in no fucking Oz.
Pigeonhole? Oz?
Yo, what?
Murder victim?
Yo,
he was just a murder victim.
He got kidnapped and raped and thrown off the roof. Oh, when you see his face, you know it was a dreadful episode, okay? You know.
Yeah, that's when I think of someone fucked up
oh
on
my
drugs,
god.
I only think of this dude.
Yo, this thing is the cream of the crop of drug addicts. Yo, you on dreadful done right. You gotta get him.
Yo, wasn't he Romello?
Yo, he was everybody that you never want to be. Yes, he was Romello. I think his only good role that I can remember was being on in the Wanderers as the leader of the black gang.
Also, wasn't he the black dude in the original Joey Romero?
No, no, absolutely not.
You're right.
That's the Candyman.
That's it.
That's
Isn't
the
that
Candyman.
him?
That's the can. No, that's not the Candyman.
You know what? You're right.
He's also the guy in the 5 Heartbeats who goes, "I wish raindrops would fall." Someone mercy kill him.
Yeah. Somebody please kill him. Yeah.
Sneak around Romello.
Let me put it this way. He has a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's known for what's called.
Yeah,
I think he's deserves their credit
Absolutely.
for being a good actor
Great
because
actor.
of Game of Thrones. And maybe after this, maybe Angry Birds 2 the movie or The Cruise. These are 3 CG movies.
Yeah, he had to get his checks, bro.
These are 3 CG movies.
And there's sequels too. That's when the checks are the fattest.
Oh, like, I mean, hopefully he does well in The Dwarf and he can do like good work after Game of Thrones. But like until then, the most established actor is I think Hetty or Lena Headey or something like that. I believe her name is. Who plays Cersei Lannister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'd say she's the best actress.
Absolutely. When I heard what she did with the Walk of Shame scene, I was like, listen, CG my head on another body. I was like, ooh, wee.
Wait, did she say?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, that's not her body. She said CG my head on another bitch's body because there's an interview somewhere because this isn't a direct quote, but because they couldn't pay her. And I was like, listen, you don't got that. You don't got naked meat in the budget, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, because she's a good actress. And, like, you can see this from 2011 to 19. Let's see. I mean, let's see. Here, 2010. So,
I mean, shit, the 300. She did really good in the 300.
Yeah, Superhero Squad show. What? She was on that shit? She was a voice actress on that? Terminator, the Sarah Connor. Oh, my God.
Yeah, as Sarah Connor, absolutely.
She was Sarah Connor?
Absolutely.
Laid to Rest, Devil Wears Dress, The Red Baron. Not The Red Baron! 300. She was in 300?
Yeah, as the queen. As
You're right.
Leonidas is.
She was always in that shit. You're right. Brothers Grimm. I did see that movie. That's with, what's his name? Yeah, with these two, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. That movie wasn't that great, but I watched it. The Cave, the actor was actually a pretty decent movie if it's the one I think it is. Nope, it's not the one I think it is. I don't know.
Like 2 homos.
I did not. Every time I see this,
Cleon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is he doing drugs right there?
Yeah, of course he's fucking doing it. Get me out of here, baby. Get me out of here now.
I don't want to think of this.
With somebody coming up to fuck with him, as what always happens, it's like somewhere doing drugs by himself, someone just like smacks him in the back of the head. Yo, why you can't get right, boy? Like, leave him alone. Dad. You gonna make this nigga kill you? Then he's gonna get in trouble for that.
And then he's gonna do more drugs. And then
Yo, oh my God! But
Twice
not
Upon a Yesterday. That's a dope name for a movie.
Right.
Damn, she had a lot of. She is doing since 1992. Wasteland. Jesus Christ. How We Used to Live. Soldier. First off, Double Soldier.
Oh my God.
That's the way it's gotta be.
I bet you the murder count in that is high as fuck.
Ooh-wee.
That's that 90s shit.
But again,
That's
like
low budget.
I think that like she's probably the best actress out of all of them. And I think Peter Dinklage.
Well, Peter Dinklage is doing the best job, but
he's doing the
he's
best
out
job.
acting this bitch. But
she is absolutely the most accomplished actress out of all of them.
Absolutely.
And I mean, for me personally, she's done. She's done too. She's gonna.
Of course. Yeah.
She's not even gonna be in front of zombies.
There's no way. There's no way they let her out the season.
Coming back and killing her. Fucking like after she doesn't come and she doesn't send enforcement, he comes back, Jamie, and kills her. And I think she comes back with the Hound, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be a big split scene, and I don't think that Jamie's gonna fight Cersei, but I think it might even be like a parallel between the two. This big vicious fight between the Mountain and the Hound, in parallel to the words that they say to each other.
Mhm.
So it's kind of supposed to juxtaposition to like the words almost equal the damage that the other two were doing.
Right. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
end
can
with
see that.
It's gonna end with Jamie fucking killing her.
Hmm.
Because like even in the books, in the show, they said they were born together. They want to die together.
Right.
Cersei said that shit a few times. He's like, yeah, I'm dying with my brother. Or like, I'm not gonna die unless it's around him or whatever. Like, they're weird like that.
That's how it's gonna happen.
That's how it's gonna happen. So I think that's what it was gonna be. But yeah, it's been like 2 hours, guys. You guys have probably already seen the episode. Came back, saw what we were talking about, said we were bullshit, and then left. But we're gonna wrap it up right now. I don't know if I'll be able to do this for many episodes, but this was really fun. We do this kind of stuff all the time in our spare time, and I always kind of felt like this was kind of stuff that I always wanted to put on my channel. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, you like these kind of in-depth conversations, like the one I had about the bond, my top bonds. If you guys take a look at it, might put a link in the description below about that one I had with Bubble Strikes Back about our favorite bonds and our favorite soundtracks of bonds and stuff like that. So I'm big into that too. But I just want to thank you guys for coming and check this out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Shanghai20 at YouTube.com and hit the little bell thingy when you like it or subscribe to it. And, I'll let you know when I'm streaming, which is usually every day. If I can't get anybody else to come with me, I might just do a little 20-minute video maybe every week about the episode itself. I don't know. We'll figure something out if you guys really like it. Heavenly, you want to say anything else about the show before we cut it loose?
I just hope that they took the time out to actually end this shit right. I don't want to be disappointed for this last season. I don't want Game of Thrones to have to go out on a low note. Before season 7, flawless show. Season 7 was good. It was solid. A couple of quirky things there. I want season 8 to be flawless. We can overlook that other season. Say this show was like a 9 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10, all in all. And be able to rewatch this thing, because that plays a huge role in it. Something has to end good for you to really want to rewatch the entire thing after it ends. If it ends up good, this is a show that, we'll be able to watch over and over and over again. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still worth watching over again.
If it ends,
if it ends poorly, you wouldn't want to watch it again.
No, because I know how it ends, and it's not worth sticking with. Like let's say anything Naruto, a lot of things that begun really well and then just ended poorly. You don't really want to revisit it because nobody really wants to stop halfway in. Up till now, don't get me wrong, it's been the end. Like let's say season 7, it was. We didn't have season 8 yet, so I could go back and rewatch it, and it's just fire. It's not over yet. Now the complete ending. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. We haven't even seen the new episode yet. Well, we stayed on here to talk to you guys about it. I have a DVR. We might watch it after this. I don't know. I might even have to make a little video afterwards, a reaction if it's that crazy. Which I don't know if it's gonna be crazy now. Fingers crossed. I hope it is. I'm not even looking at social media because if it was crazy, it'd probably be dropped in all over the internet. But until then, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Be a fucking square. And my show is not sponsored by any alcohol today because they don't give me money for this stuff. But you should, guys,